friends were playing games, running up and down the stairs, and enjoying their summer vacation. A boy with a bucket walks to his friend's apartment door and knocks. "Who is it?" says a girl. "It's me, Jack. Are you ready to go to the park?" asked the boy. The girl opened the door with a bucket in her hand. "Let's go," she said. The two friends ran down the hall, down the steps, and out the door to the street. It had gotten hotter since lunch. As the friends were walking, the girl moaned, "It's so hot. When we get to the park, we must go to the fountain first. I must cool off." The boy replied, "Jill, that's a great idea. I think I have an idea of how we can stay cool for the rest of the afternoon." Jack had just seen an episode of Myths on the Farm the other day, stopping the notion that pigs are dirty, filthy animals. He told Jill about why pigs do not have sweat glands and how mud cools them off. "So I was thinking, Jill," Jack said with excitement, "if we cover ourselves up with mud, then we could be cool, like the pigs." "Ready to get cool, Jill?" Jill thought for a moment, took a deep breath, and said, "You mean cover ourselves from head to toe in mud?" Her excitement grew with every word. "You mean look like mud monsters?" Jack's excitement grew too. "Mud monsters," he stood proudly. "That sounds so much better than the whole pig thing. Still want to get cool, Jill?" "Now, you gotta get up. Get your water. Found your spot?" By this time, they reached the top of the hill. The fish fountain was in sight. 4 huge fish circled, standing on their tail fins with cool water coming out of their mouths. Jill said, "You don't have to ask me twice, and I agree with you. That mud monster thing is so much cooler than the whole pig thing." "Can we have the gardening crew?" To become mud monsters, they would need mud. To get the mud, they would need dirt and water. They had the water from the fountain, but they were missing the dirt. Jack said while pointing to his right, "I see our dirt." Jill noticed it too. The gardening crew had returned from their lunch break. A big green truck was filled with nothing but zinnias. Pink zinnias, orange zinnias, red zinnias, yellow zinnias. The truck was filled with zinnias and bags of soil. Jack and Jill looked at each other, grinned, and ran to the green truck. They filled their buckets with soil and ran back to the fountain. At the fountain, Jill walked to a fish, cupped her hands, and carried it to her bucket. After several trips, Jill's soil was turning to mud. Jack had wasted no time at all. He said, "Look at me!" Jack had already made his mud and was smearing it all over his legs and shorts. "Here you go, Jack." Jill handed her bucket to him. As Jack was applying more mud on himself, Jill filled buckets with more soil. They made Jill's mud, and then Jill and Jack were mud monsters. "It's Mud Monster Jack," said Jill. "It's Mud Monster Jill," said Jack. They danced a little monster dance and laughed. Jill said, "Jack, I'm not hot anymore. Your idea worked. You're a genius." "I know," said Jack with pride. "We must show our parents how smart we are," said Jill. They both yelled, "Mud Monster is the summer solution for hotness." They found people. Thanks, crew people. Jack and Jill made faces, waved, and talked silly while being mud monsters. Down the hill, out of the park, the mud monsters went. As they left the park, they saw that their search for their parents was over before it really started. Jack's mom and dad were eating ice cream with Jill's mom and dad at the corner kitchen. Jack and Jill ran to their parents yelling, "Mom! Dad! We found the summer solution for hotness!" Jack and Jill were so happy and proud to share their summer solution for hotness with their parents. But when they got to the table, 2 moms and 2 dads were staring back at them with confusion. Jill's mom asked, "So what's the summer solution for hotness?" Jack's mom noted, "I bet it has something to do with mud." Jack and Jill looked at each other and said, "Mud monsters is the summer solution for hotness." Jack and Jill explained to their parents all about Jill being hot, Jack's pig idea thing, the green truck, making the mud, becoming mud monsters, everything. Jill's dad and Jack's dad took a lick of their ice cream. Jill's mom gave Jill a high five and said, "Mud monsters is an outdoor activity, dear. You will need to remove your mud before you enter the apartment building." All parents nodded their head in agreement. Jack and Jill knew they had another hour before they had to go home. This also meant they had another hour to be mud monsters. Jack and Jill said, "Okay," turned around, and went back to the park for more mud monsterness. The 2 friends had a great time being mud monsters. Being mud monsters made the park better. Jack and Jill played in the sandbox, on the tire swing, across the monkey bars, everywhere. Before they knew it, the hour had come and gone, and Jack said, "We should go home. Race you to the park's gate." "We need to clean off first," Jill reminded them. "Remember what my mom said. Do you have any ideas on how we're supposed to get this mud off?" "Why, yes I do," replied Jack. "The fountain. We can use our buckets and wash the mud away using the water from the fountain." They ran up the hill to the fish fountain and did just that. Jill got clean first. "How did you get done so fast, Jill?" asked Jack, still rubbing off the mud. Jill got out of the fountain. Okay, I just realized something. Now, people, let's back up. Okay. Okay, here we are. They ran up the hill to the fish fountain and did just that. Jill got clean first. "How did you get done so fast, Jill?" asked Jack, still rubbing the mud off. Jill got out of the fountain. "Simple, Jack. I'm a cleaner mud monster than you. I mean, look at you. You are standing in a puddle of thick brown mud." Jack had made a huge mess. There was mud everywhere on his fish, but none on Jack. He said with a smile, "Look at me now, squeaky clean." "Now, you put your water back. Thank you so much. He jumped out of the fountain, tripped over his bucket, banged his head, and cried as he rolled down the hill. Jill ran down the hill after him, screaming, "I'm coming, Jack, I'm coming." Finally, he stopped. He was covered in grass, crying, and was in pain. Jill said in a concerning voice, "That was quite a fall, Jack. Your head okay? You hit it hard." "My head really hurts," said Jack as he felt his head. Jill said, "We have to do something. We can't just stay here at the park forever." Jack got up and said, "I know what to do." He galloped as fast as he could towards the park entrance. Jill followed him quickly. "Wait for me, Jack. Where are we going?" Jack answered, "To Granny Dobbs. She'll fix my head." Granny Dobbs, as Jack called her, was a nurse for the Queen, but when she was younger. Everyone else called her Dame Dobbs. She lived in the flat above the corner kitchen. Jack and Jill rang her doorbell. "Who's there?" said an old lady's voice replied. Granny Dob, we need your help, said Jack. Old Dame Dob opened her door. She looked at Jack. What happened? Never mind that now. Jack, come upstairs. Jill, run to the apartment building and get Jack's parents.
Can we have Jack's parents back?
Jill started running. Dame Dob took Jack inside to the kitchen. Tell me all about it, boy, said Dame Dob as she was cleaning Jack's head. Jack told her the whole story. Jill being hot, Jack's big pig thing, the green truck, making the mud, becoming mud monsters, getting clean from the fish, jumping out of the fountain, tripping over his bucket. Meanwhile, Jill was running to get Jack's parents. In the apartment building, up the stairs to Jack's door, Jill went. She knocked on his door. Who is it? Said a man's voice. It's Jill, she said. Jack's hurt his head. He's with Dame Dob. Come fast. The door opened and Jack's parents came running out with Jill's parents following. They all ran to Dame Dob's flat. Dame Dob did a great job cleaning Jack's wound. She was applying vinegar and wrapping Jack's noggin with brown paper when Jack and Jill's parents, along with Jill, knocked at the door. I bet that's your mom and dad, Jack, said Dame Dob. The two walked together to the door. She gave him a hug, opened the door, and gave him another hug. Jack's mom said, Sweetie,